game number 1. Spawning down here in the bottom position, he is Bomber. And his opponent up here in the top, he is Nice. Now, there's not too much really that you need to say about Bomber because his record really does speak for itself. Some of the most time-honored moments of StarCraft 2 have come when he has been in the player's seat, and quite frankly, he has earned his spot as one of the MVPs of StarCraft forever. Bomber obviously had to do his military service here, and but he has come back, and he has actually been playing quite a bit, especially in the Chinese tournament scene here. He's been playing in the SC Boys China League with his team, Team GP. So he has a pretty decent record in that, even playing versus some very storied players in the recent King of Battles tournament. Only losing down to Creator while still taking some games off of some very good pros. And behind all of that, it does look like we are going to be seeing Nice try to start things off by kind of giving him a little bit of a challenge here to get that first CC down. Now, Nice, obviously, he's one of those players that you have to watch out for because he has a large range of builds that he can pull from in order to take his opponent down. And a lot of pros have actually been noting that they are having some problems dealing with Protoss players. We'll have to see if that's the case here. Bomber, record-wise, actually has a very good record versus them, but this is a new game, a new expansion, and he is really just looking to make himself a new name for it. Now, we do see that it is going to be pretty standard for him right now. He's got that factory on the way. One thing I would like to see is maybe go into some Hellions early on, try and get that damage done with some run-bys. But overall, it does look like Nice. Already going to be going for a fast robo facility to start pumping out those observers, as well as the Immortals, the Colossus, and later on Disruptors as well. Might just be playing this one a bit more standard to play towards the map. He really wants to gauge where Bomber's level is right now and does not want to go too far in the first couple of games. Remember, this is a best-of-9 series, so there is going to be quite a bit of poking and prodding in the first couple of games to kind of gauge where your opponent is at. So we do see that Robo Bay going to be going down as well. That's going to help him get up to a very fast Colossus count. And that's going to be the important thing for him here, it appears. Right now, he's playing it very defensively, probably assuming some sort of Stargate play with the positioning on those Widow Mines. Just trying to play it safe, make sure that he doesn't lose too many workers early on to any kind of harassment. Although he does let the Adepts in by accident. And that is going to be such good information here for Nice, as well as let's see what kind of damage he can get done with this. Already 2 workers going down, and most of Bomber's army is actually out and having to work their way back into the main base. The Adepts do go down, however, 8 workers, that is more than worth it here for Nice, as he's going up to 42 to the 28 of Bomber here. So Bomber's really going to have to work to get that economy back rolling as he sends that Widow Mine drop across the map. The Observer, though, is going to be in position. He's recognized and he's spotted literally everything that's come out of Bomber's base so far. So he's going to have a good idea of when to block this. And so far, Bomber going to start things off with just dropping one of the Widow Mines. A little bit of a late pull here. It's going to lose 3 workers here for Nice. Although he's going to be a little bit quicker on this one, although going to lose a Stalker for it. Overall, that's pretty decent for a Widowmine drop. It's not enough to really justify the drop just yet. He really wants more damage with it, and he has kept both of those Widowmines alive. So more damage is in the cards for him here, as long as he can kind of pull Nice's attention away from that portion of the map. Nice, however, is just being very cautious with that. He does have Warp Prism speed building, by the way. He just completed that, I believe. He does indeed. So that kind of tells me that we're going to be seeing some Warp Prism shenanigans here. But first, he does want to get up to that kind of magic number of Colossus. Oh my god. Nice, you absolute legend here. He's going to be going for Colossus drops, and I really like this because back at home, Bomber is actually positioning himself towards the third base, so his units are far and away out of position for this. He doesn't even have a high Marauder count. He's got specifically Marines, which are not going to be good to deal with this, especially not with that Warp Prism speed making it so hard for him to get across. Already getting 4 workers here, and now he can just kind of jump between these bases. That siege tank going to get one shot off and kind of flake that away, but that's not going to be enough here. You do need to just keep that Warp Prism out of your bases. Just get a couple shots, recharge the shield, and head on back. On the other side here, the Widowmines do get taken down before they can burrow. One of them does survive here, but that is only going to be a Zealot for the kill. And I'm thinking that Bomber might be getting a little bit flustered here. Did that Warp Prism go down? No, he did recall the Warp Prism, so he does still have that Colossus up and operational. Actually, no, he didn't recall it. He's just playing around with it still. Bomber going to disable that for the time being, but that is still a very fast unit to deal with. Looked like he may have A-clicked there. But now it's Nice, who really wants to move out on the map and just kind of push himself a little bit farther forward. I mean, so far, Bomber's army comp is still looking pretty nice. They're really even in that army supply, but it's just the style of units here that Nice is going for, which really just give him such a big edge, especially now that he has the addition of those Archons. He's got charge complete, and this is just going to be a really hard hold here for Bomber, I feel. He needs to fight within range of that siege tank here, even going to get rid of the energy on that Raven. I'm going to be moving in here up the ramp. Charges right in, and the army of Bomber is just going to start melting here a little bit. Force fields all around, going to block the SCVs from coming in as well. Just forcing him into a choke point here, although the Marauders finally getting on top, going to take down one of those Colossus, but it's difficult to see here, but the Marauders are actually gotten all picked off. One Viking going to be pushing his way through here, but the reinforcements really just helping to keep Bomber alive. I'm worried that Nice might start to overextend here, but some really good micro just going to prevent those Colossus from dying, and one big warp in might be enough to close this out. As the Raven goes down, this base is starting to actually starting to look like a hold. Gets one more of those Colossus. The Marauder's starting to wail away on it. But, yeah, it just looks like there's maybe a little bit too much Protoss here. The Vikings start to fall as well. One more big warp in, and I don't know, Bomber is in a lot of trouble here, but I mean, he's holding strong for right now. It's just all kind of a matter of time, however, as the reinforcements of Nice should be coming in soon. And there you have it, Nice. Playing for Alpha X, taking the first big victory of the day. What a good game. Just Really solid play style from Nice. He showed us something that we don't really get to see all that often, which is always fun when a player decides that they would like to kind of mix something up in such a high level game. But, you know, speaking about the format here, this is the Alpha Pro series. It is a best of 9 series, and the first person to lose does get their first choice of map. So it will be Bomber's choice of the map pool. So we will have to see what he decides, and he is actually going to be going for Romanticide. Now the question is, because I looked at Bomber's match history here, and in the past couple of days he has been playing quite a bit of co-op. So I'm not entirely sure how well he knows this new map pool. I know I'm not really super knowledgeable in it yet. I haven't played enough games as the pros do to get a good opinion on it. I do know that it's a nice macro map. You know, you got that rush distance, which can play into some cheesy shenanigans, but it's those rocks that really just keep blocking everything good and make things good for it. In that regard. But however, there is a really good tank position on that third base. Like, if you can get some tanks behind that mineral wall and your opponent is not expecting it, you can really get such good damage done. Now we do have the players jumping on in. And I got to ask chat, what is your favorite Bomber moment? Obviously, there's so many of them. Mine, obviously, is, you know, it's kind of generic. It's the one where he was going up against Scarlet and played an epic game on Habitation Station where it was just back and forth action, all amazing. And he did lose to Baneling Bombs, but it's still just an amazing game and an amazing series right there. But you know what? There's still opportunities for amazing series as we hop into game 2. Spawning in the top position, he is Nice. Although, as we've seen in that last game, that might be a bit of a false flag as he's going up against this guy down here in the bottom. He is Bomber. Now already with the shenanigans once again, Nice just really trying to play these mind games out with this first scouting probe. Just doing a really good job of kind of just pulling the attention of Bomber away, although Bomber gonna pull a classic move of his own, get that engineering bay down and just start really delaying the expansion of Nice. Now the question is, what is Nice's response going to be to this? This is a very dangerous move for a Terran player. This is a pretty expensive purchase here that's just going to be hanging out. It does look like Nice is not going to waste the time dealing with that, and that kind of tells me that he might just go aggressive behind this if he's not going to expand. And that's kind of the thing that you kind of risk. Some aggression coming out of a Protoss player who can expand. And there you have it. We have that pylon going down. This is actually scouted out by Bomber. He got such a good read on this. He knows what's up. But now the question is, what is Nice going to throw down, and what is Bomber going to really do against it? Stargate is going to be started up. This is a very aggressive position here. And now Bomber, he doesn't have his factory just yet. He's only got it just now coming up. He needs to get a second supply depot down, actually, just because he is supply blocked. But look at that, Nice. Just going to respond to all of this with a very aggressive shield battery Stargate play. Oh, so many shield batteries, actually. Now Bomber is going to have to pull a lot of SCVs to deal with this. He will get the cancel on one of these shield batteries here, but he really does want to get that pylon. That is the big prize here for him. Nice, however, is going to do whatever he can to cancel that bunker from finishing, but it will complete. So now, with that complete, he's going to have to chrono out a Void Ray to deal with this. I mean, he should be able to get this first pylon, but Nice already has the second and third down, and this is a lot of the firepower of Bomber out here on the map with the Void Ray going to be able to go straight into the main base completely unopposed. Not going to pop it just yet, and there you go, but the reinforce from the SCVs is going to be enough to save that for right now. The starport still under fire here. But as you can see, that does take a very long time to burn off. Luckily, he does save the upgrade as well. The Void Ray actually taking quite a bit of damage until his buddy jumps in for the assist. And does not look like a Cyclone is going to be popping out. He did lose the first one to the Void Rays. And now without that upgrade, this is going to be so much harder to hold. Still doing what he can here. I just hate to break it to Bomber, but I don't think he's going to break that position anytime soon. Almost getting that second Void Ray, but that is going to be it. Bomber, he's kind of struggling a little bit versus this very aggressive Protoss play, and it really hurts to kind of see. It really hurts to kind of see, but I do think there are quite a bit of opportunities to bring it back. He just needs to find his stride, and he needs to bring that little bit of extra charm that he really does exhume from his entire body. And you know what? While we're getting this next game underway, we do have some amazing sponsors for this event, and I'd like to introduce you to one of them right now. Introducing our sponsor, Carhartt. Stick around. We've still got some amazing StarCraft 2 action coming your way. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take a moment here to talk to you about our sponsor, Carhartt. Carhartt makes workwear for the everyday working people. They are cut to give you a full range of motion and flexibility, as you can see. Not only do they have stain breaker technology to release stains, but they also have force technology to wick away any sweat and dry fast. The durability of these heavy-duty clothes are a staple of the Carhartt brand, so you know they can last through the toughest of environments. Be sure to check out our Matcherino events page for their sponsor quest, or visit them anytime at carhartt.com. Now back to the games. And there you have it. That is one of our amazing sponsors in Carhartt, bringing you some just some really good gear to keep you warm on those cold days and to make sure that you are safe and ready to work with all of their good equipment. Just a really good sponsor to have, and you can check them out at our Matcherino page. They've got a couple of quests up on there that adds some more money to the prize pool. And you know what? I think every little cent helps in this regard, because these are some great players, and to take time out of their day to play in this kind of small little show match is such a nice thing for them to do. But we will be hopping into Oxide as our next map. And we've got two players down here who are looking to really keep things going. Spawning in the bottom left position, changing it up. He is Team GP's Bomber. And his opponent up here in the top, off to a very fast 2-0 lead, but still needs to close it out. He is Alpha X's Nice. Although he is anything but nice this time of year. As you can see, he is playing his heart out, just really doing whatever he can to keep his opponent on his toes, playing these aggressive styles, which have been allowing him to really just get out there early and never let up. And Bomber, I think he's been asking for some room to breathe here, and that's really going to be important to see if we can get into the later stages of the game, because Bomber still has amazing control with his units. I mean, you can't really play Brood War for as long as Bomber had and have bad control with your units, and he really brought that over to his SC2 career as well. Now already we do see a Zealot going to be popping out here, so nice. Looking to be aggressive once again. I doubt that this would really be for the defense, just because it would mean that Bomber would be able to just kind of kite around that with his own Reaper. So, you know, it makes more sense that, yeah, he is going to be sending this across as he expands behind it. So while this isn't an all-in play, this is certainly a play that can look to punish your opponent for being greedy and not getting that scouting information. Now, Oxide, a bit of a bigger map here, and we will have to see if Nice is going to be going for Stargate play. I've been seeing that as kind of a norm on this map so far, and what the Adept opening allows you to do is also just kind of have more energy for the Stargate and gas, and have enough gas to pump that out early. But already Bomber having to pull a lot of units here to deal with this Zealot. Going to delay just for a second that CC, and that's all he really wants is a game of seconds. Now Nice does not want to overextend with this. He does want to keep that Zealot alive, so you know, hard to say if that was really worth it just yet, but the addition of the Adept is going to help out immensely here. Good Micro going to keep the Marines alive and actually going to get straight on top of that Adept. And there is that Marine control that we know and love from Bomber. Two amazing pickoffs there, going to take care of business. Now the question is, what is going to be coming out of this Twilight Council? There's a few different options that he can go for. He's got Adept Glaives, obviously. That would be a more PvZ build, but, you know, it can work wonders versus Terran sometimes. He's got Blink. He's got, he also has the potential for DTs. We will have to see, and it actually is going to be Glaives coming out. Wow, I actually called it. But yeah, so the thing about Adept Glaives is, especially if you can get a pylon or some sort of War Prism on the other side of the map, you can kind of jump between these two locations, and really there's not that much here for the Terran just yet. He really hasn't exploded in terms of that income. He's only just now going up to his third racks here, so really just Nice trying to punish him for being greedy with that racks count. Now at this position of the game, Nice is only up by 5 workers. He would like a little bit more of a cushion here, but Bomber still very good on his macro. Oh, almost lowered the wall at the wrong time, but Nice not going to try and risk it there and send those Adepts into their deaths just yet. We do see he's got that gateway explosion, however. 5 more gates on the production tab, going to be warping into gateways or warp gates as they speak. And now Bomber, he has a solid army right now. Stim is complete, and he's got +1 on the way. He's in a pretty good position defensively, but will Nice be able to break it is the big question here. So Nice just going to bypass the defense here, go straight for the main base, and here comes the big Adept warp in. Okay, only 3. He's still going off cooldown for a couple of them. We're getting straight on top of the SCV line. Now going to just jump straight on top of this. He feels like he has enough. would be lovely to bait some of those shots from the siege tanks straight onto the Marines, but still, a bomber has such a good count, such a good unit count that it's going to be difficult to do. Although, now he goes straight into the natural and gets some amazing SCV kills while not losing too many of these adepts. And this is kind of the position where you can't lower the wall as a bomber really, because you need to be able to jump between these two positions to defend. He does get very greedy here with this one, loses all of the adepts for only 14 workers, however. And now this is kind of Bomber's opportunity to strike. He does not have any healing with this, however, so any strike he does need to be careful and methodical, as we do have Colossus on the production tab for Nice. You know, I think this is the point where Nice has to be pretty worried here. He's got those 3 shield batteries up. The first Colossus is only just now complete, but although he is on this side of the map and just spending a lot of time trying to kite down this SCV count, which I really like. Trying to pull the army back here, but Bomber knows he has to go. He has to get some damage done here. Trying to get that high ground vision, but that shield battery gonna keep that Colossus alive for such a long time here. He's gonna clean up the entire army of Bomber, and that shield battery really being a lifesaver in this game. The last of the Marines go down, and that's gonna be the tap out. Nice, taking game number 3. Wow, what a hold, and really good play from Nice right there, just keeping things going. But remember, guys, if you love content like this, check out our Match Reno page. It's just over there on in the chat at matchreno.com/tournaments /36667. And that will, if you use the code APS211, then you will be adding 50 cents to the prize pool for free. And yes, you heard that right. Free money StarCraft. The 3 words that put in that exact order are so fun to say. And so good for the players, so good for you, the viewers, because it allows us to put on such amazing shows as this, getting some really good players to play. Just checking. And yeah, we've got some more amazing StarCraft 2 action coming today as well over on our Trovo.live page. We've got the Super Series coming up at 8 p.m. KST. That's going to be Rogue taking on Byun in a rematch of the century, because those two are bitter rivals, even if they don't know it just yet. It was Rogue who actually figured out the way to combat the 3-Rax Reaper that got all of Terran nerfed from Byun. And yeah, that is going to be one for the ages, so make sure you check that one out at about 5-ish hours. And that's going to be over on trovo.live/alphaxsc2. But you know what, guys? We're going to be hopping into another map from this map pool. Going to be... Oh, excuse me. That is the wrong score. There we go. Up here in the top position, or the bottom position, rather, is Alpha X's Nice. And his opponent down here in the top position of the map, he is Team GP's Bomber. Now, what we've seen out of Nice is he is being super aggressive. He is just really pushing the limits of what you can do versus Terran, and he's really just trying to make sure that his opponent taps out nice and early. The big thing is he does not want to get into the later stages of the game. He really just wants to kind of push it home. And if he's able to do that, he's quite happy. Even if he has to get up to that Colossus tech, which, you know, it's not OP. It's the matchup is actually pretty well balanced right now, but a lot of Terrans are having trouble with the Colossus setup. There was an interview today, I think, during the last GSL broadcast, which was brought up, that Terrans are having trouble with the Colossus strategies that are coming out of Protoss players right now. But we'll have to see what Nice is going to decide to do here, because we've had 3 games, 3 different strategies, and now he is hiding a probe over by the 3rd base, so we might actually see some hidden shenanigans here. But Bomber already on top of things. He does not want to let that probe be hidden around. Once again, we see that Zealot being moved across the map. Going to try and delay that second CC for as long as possible here before getting taken out. And actually, just kind of keeping the Marine from his own base here. Bomber being very careful not to lose it, even pulling the SEVs just so he can defend this. But he has delayed his CC for just a little bit of time here. And already we do see an additional gateway being put down. So Nice. Just going to go full on 3-gate aggression here. Might see if he throws down a 4th. And he does indeed, maybe? I don't know, but the first celly goes down. And the SCVs are still pulled out here, so that is a lot of time that they are not mining. So he's relying on that mule to stay equal in the income. But once that warp gate is complete, this is going to be a little bit of a tricky hold here. Even canceling the bunker. Oh no, Bomber, you have no idea what's coming your way, do you? Going to warp in the Adepts as well, so the big thing is now he can jump between the bases here and force his opponent to kind of have to split his army up. But yeah, and now this is so dangerous for Bomber because he can't just keep his units in one location. He has to be consistently watching both of them. Everything is being pulled from the low ground. He just wants to defend the high ground for as long as possible. What am I? Gonna actually get the burrow, which is nice. Gets a nice splash damage off. Kills off one of the Adepts as well, so the next warp in is gonna be a little bit weaker. But already 6 workers going down, and he's not mining from this base location. Behind this, we have the Stargate coming down as well. The Widow Mine gets taken for a ride there, as there was nothing where it fired. So now, you know, Bomber can still really hold this position nicely. There isn't that much here for him, but he's just going to pick up and actually go for a bit of a drop, a little bit of counter-attack damage to try and even things up here, as the Liberator's going to try and hold the main base ramp. Waiting for the Adepts to kind of shade around so that they can get in there and get that scouting information and vision of this attack. But now Bomber is going to try and do some damage of his own here. Not that much here for Nice, but any damage will be good for our blue Terran friend. Now, where this gets risky is we do have those Phoenix on the field, and he's actually going to lose the medevac as well. That is a lot of supply gone for Bomber. He's got the Liberator going in for the attack, but now he realizes that this is going to be another big strike here from Nice. So he's just going to pull everything back to his natural to defend. The question is, will it be enough? Once you get those tanks lifted in the back with the Phoenix, it becomes a hard position to deal with. And already these Adepts going to try and jump right on top of that, bait the shots. The Marines going down relatively quickly here. The first Phoenix lifts up one of those siege tanks. The second one goes down as well. SCVs are going to be pulled to defend and now Nice on the retreat, but already getting some damage done. 4 workers going down. Bomber has to be careful with how far he advances with this. Excuse me, sorry, it's pretty late here in the U.S. But now Nice is going to jump around with this, try and get a couple of good pickoffs here, trying to get the siege tank, but I don't think he has enough damage to get that. And actually losing one of the Phoenix to a Widow Mine. This is just going to prompt Nice to, or Bomber rather, to go for a counterattack. He's going to try. He knows that a lot of supply has been kept up in these Phoenix. He knows that's a very expensive investment to make as well. So he thinks that he can kind of push his way through. As Nice, still trying to be very greedy here. Try and get on right on top of these units and get some pickoffs before this reaches his natural. He does still have a shield overcharge to deal with this. But here we go. All 3 siege tanks are going to be lifted, so the Marines, without their cover fire, are going to get taken down. But now the splash is starting to come in here. 1 tank falls, and 6 workers going down on the other and 6 workers going down with this attack. Nice has skillfully pushed this back, and Bomber does not have too much back at home. He is just rebuilding a couple more racks to deal with this. Don't you just hate it when the music stops because you know something is up? It always goes quiet during the big action. And I think right now Nice is just going to be looking to kind of push his way home here as the siege check is lifted once again. The SCVs have to be pulled to defend against this, but so much damage just all over the place here. Nice has cut his worker production quite a bit of time ago. He's only on 42, and he is completely all in with this. If it doesn't work, then he is going to be in a world of trouble. And, you know, Bomber's still holding out relatively okay. He's losing a lot of his SCVs, but he's not taking that kind of critical damage just yet because he's got those mules, and he had those 3 CCs for a bit now to pump out replacements. I think Nice kind of recognizes this as well because he's going to back up the attack. Just kind of try and get a little bit more damage done, but he is out of lifts. So now he's going to kind of just dance around, keep Bomber contained in his base, while also getting up to that Robo Bay and going into Colossus, as well as a second starport behind this. But here we go. The Immortal going to be hopping in. First siege tank falls, and the SCVs once again are pulled. Every single time Nice comes in here, he gets more and more worker damage. But he has to be careful not to lose these Phoenix. It's actually going to be Phoenix Colossi. A bit of an old school build here to deal with this. And when you're dealing with an old school player, sometimes old school is just how you do it. Bomber scans. He recognizes that the third base isn't completely saturated, so he's not down and out just yet, but he is going to... It does look like he is gearing up for another strike. Going to do what he can to kind of equalize the game a little bit. And there you go. We do have that medevac being dropped out. As that Phoenix count rises exponentially here, it's going to be more and more difficult to get units across. More SCVs are being pulled with this. Nice. Recognizes it, however, and it's just going to head on home. And actually, the SCVs were not pulled with that. But nice. Already going to be moving out. He really just wants to slow Bomber down, get those yearly siege ups. But Bomber does get in here. Gets a couple of pylons, which is going to slow down the production of Nice. There's actually no graviton beams either, and no way to warp in reinforcements. They're all on cooldown, so this is Bomber's moment to strike. Sea Tanks get a couple of good shots in before they get lifted up. The Colossus starting to rain hellfire on these Marines. There's a bit of a supply block here from Nice, just kind of slowing him down. As you can see, his mineral income is pretty high because he wasn't able to make anything for the time being. Now finally this is cleaned up. A recall is used. But Nice starting to clean this up. Just needs to pull his units together. Still committing to Phoenix Colossi here, as Bomber going to be gearing up for another push. He did such good damage with that last drop that he's just going to keep trying it. Robotics Bay only just now going to be finishing extended thermal lance here because of those pickups. And now, you know, Nice is in a good position, but now Bomber just feels confident enough to continue his attacks. Although he does lose a siege tank for the cost of a Phoenix here, that is a pretty worthwhile trade. Hello, Bitterwood. I hope you are doing well. He goes straight for the pylons once again. If he can slow down the production of these Colossus, his attack is going to be that much more powerful. But already getting on top of the third base, he's going to deny such a lot of the economy here for Nice. That's a lot of gateway energy that is not going to be used up very soon. But now Nice is on the chase here. Going to pick off the medevacs and these Marauders if he can. There's so much health on these Marauders, so they're going to take forever to kill. But Bomber, he's still out on the map. He still wants to get some damage done. I'm just really worried that he needs to pull his units together here. Phoenix Colossi is such a hard, kind of a really hard thing to deal with if you don't have the right unit comp. Oh man, yes, the games have been incredible. It has not just been a pretty standard 3-0. Nice has pulled out some very cheesy shenanigans, as well as just played straight up godlike Colossus drops, proxy Stargates into Void Ray. He's just been pulling out all the stops in this series, and now we're going to see him come in once again with these Phoenix. Getting even more damage done. Bomber really just tanking on banking on the fact that he has a good army. He's got a lot of Marauders to deal with the Colossus in the back. He just doesn't have a lot to deal with the air army here, the Phoenix count. Now he's going to trade a couple of his Phoenix, but he will get all three of those siege tanks. Nice pickoffs there. Even going to get so much damage here on the fourth base. Bomber just deciding, you know what, this is my opportunity. A lot of your army supply is locked up into these Phoenix. I'm going to attack you right now and try and end this game. Scan's going to go down, revealing that the base is indeed still there from the last time. He didn't take it down just yet. But here we go. The Marine's going to stem forward here. He really wants to get on top of those Colossus. Those are the money linchpin in this army. The Phoenix going to be pulling forward here. They're going to start to work on the medevacs, get the good liftoff on the siege tanks, and the Colossus is going to be raining hellfire on everything here. Bomber going to tap out, and nice. Once again, just going to get a very solid victory there off the back of his strategies, his crazy, wacky strategies. And you know what? Speaking of crazy and wacky, Alpha X is able to bring you such amazing games from all of our crazy and wacky sponsors. One of them is known as Strive Bildung, which is a really good company name, I gotta say. But you know, speaking of one of our sponsors, while we get this next map underway, let me introduce you to him.
Hey guys, we'd like to take a moment to thank one of our amazing sponsors in Strive. Strive Beef Biltong contains no added sugars, nitrates or artificial preservatives. It's like jerky without the junk. Their beef snacks are natural, high in protein and keto friendly. They offer unique flavors like spicy peri peri, zesty garlic and hatch green chili to satisfy your taste buds. Not only are they sponsoring this tournament with Quest, they are offering a limited discount code for a short period of time also. So use that code GAMER15 at checkout for 15% off your order. Also check out our Matcherino event for more information, or go to strive.com to learn more about their products offered in slabs, slices and sticks for your snacking needs. Thank you Strive for supporting our esports tournament and your award-winning Biltong recipes.
My name is Rushi, and this is a 1-minute tutorial on how to create your own match.
Alright guys, we're going to be hopping into the action here in just a second, but I would like to show you guys a really amazing thing here. So this is the Matcherino page for this event. Well, first thing you do is you got to sign in here. I'm going to use my Twitch because that is the easiest thing for me to pull up right now. And basically, this is the title of the match here. You can see it up there in the chat. But if you scroll down here to contribute, you do have this contribute button, and you can also use the code that we have in the chat, APS211, to add 50 cents to the prize pool. You can also add a little comment there if you are so inclined, but that will add 50 cents to the prize pool, and as you can see, that got up. And we also have some amazing sponsor quests from our sponsors. Completing these will add an additional amount to the prize pool, and you also have the marketplace. You've got the hoodies, the tees, the tip jar, as well as the reply back for this event. But you know what? Speaking of this event, we have actually hopped straight into game number 5. The potential kill here for nice and spawning up here in the top position. Getting rattled. He is Bomber, who's going to have to pull out all the stops to bring this series against this guy on a 4-0 streak. Spawning down here in the bottom. He is nice. Now, there's still a lot of hope here for Bomber. You know, we did have seen players come back from a 4-0 deficit. Bjorn and Stats in the Premier level tournament that we did a couple of days ago actually came out with Bjorn taking 4 games off before eventually falling. Bomber, he's still showing a great macro play here. He's been able to get that army comp and just continuously push. The problem is his opponent hasn't really given him too many additional opportunities to get damage done. Now on Gigantha, this is quite a big map, so any sort of reinforcement play is going to have to come through a very large swath of land in order to be effective. And already look at this, nice, going to delay that command center for quite a bit of time. Might actually get a kill here if Bomber is not careful. But he is careful and is going to kill off that SCV, or probe rather, and going to take this Reaper for a little bit of a journey to see what is going on in his opponent's base. The answer? So far, nothing. You know, nice. He's still got a lot of options here. We did see the Phoenix Colossi in the last game, and I don't think he's going to be rinsing and repeating his builds from the previous games. So I'm interested to see where he's going to be going with this one. And already we do see it is the Robo Facility follow-up. No Twilight Council, so I don't think Blink is in the cards just yet. But the Reaper going to be trying to jump around, not able to get any scouting information, so he won't see this fast Robo Facility. A Bomber, though, is going to be going for a bit of a change-up of his own. He's got that first Hellion on the way. We'll have to see how many of those he pops out and whether he sends them straight to the main base or goes for a bit of a run-by with them, as you can really get some good damage done with Hellions. Actually, just going to go straight into Widow Mines behind this. Now Bomber actually going to just dive on in here, try and get what damage done he can. Already one probe going down, a second to follow, and now the Reaper going to get a third before falling. So overall, not too bad. You obviously do want a little bit more damage there. But he will take what he can get, and he will continue that with a bit of a drop play coming on down. We should see, honestly, the Robo Bay going down as well behind all of this soon. Because I don't think... I think he just want to he kind of just wants to go straight up to that Colossus style once again. And yeah, there we go. Robo Bay. If it ain't broke, don't fix it for this Protoss. For this Protoss legend from Taiwan. And you know, the thing is with Bomber, he's going up to his 3rd CC. If he can hold out versus the aggression of Nice, he's going to be in a good position to economically, as we saw. Once he has that 3rd CC, he's kind of just a war machine that does not stop. But it all depends on if he can get up to that right now. He does have the additional 2 CC on the way. And Nice actually going to be looking to jump on this opportunity here. He's got a decent army. The Widow Mine way out of position. I'm really wondering what he was going to do with that one. But that is going to delay any kind of drop play with it. But as we saw, those Adepts took a long time to get to this stage of the map, and the Stalkers, they have to walk. Hopefully they took a cardio class. Actually isn't a lot of splash damage with this army either. No siege tanks on the production tab, as the factory is suspended in midair. The Bomber should actually feel pretty confident to fight this here. These Stalkers do not have Blink, so they're gonna just get some. They're gonna just do what they can to kind of slow down any sort of push out. And it does look like Bomber not even going to react to that a little bit. As we see over here, the Reaper, or Raven rather, going to get a couple of pickoffs as It jumps around. Six workers going down. Now we do see that Nice is out on the map once again. He's got 2 Colossi, but Bomber has a very nice healthy count of Marauders to deal with this. This might be a little bit of an overextension here from Nice if he goes up that ramp. And yeah, here we go. Extended Thermal Lance is complete. He does not have +1 armor just yet. But the Marauders able to really tank a lot of this Colossus damage. And Bomber actually going to be looking to go for a bit of a backstab here. He's got to be careful, however. There is a lot of shield energy here. Or force field energy, rather. And he's actually just going to block off most of the units here as he goes in and gets massive amounts of damage in the main base. The reinforcement is going to be the only thing as to be his saving grace here, as these Zealots just plowing through the SCV line. Yeah, 34 worker kills. And now he actually does have a pylon that's hidden as my alarm goes off. Technically, I'm supposed to be at work, but I don't work today or this week. But anyway, Bomber going to be coming in here, and a lot of his army going to be taken out before the fight begins. Good spread. He's trying to fight inside this area of faster attack speeds, but it's just going to be not enough here as he is pushed all the way back. He still has a healthy army. He's got the Raven alive. Is just going to try and fight this straight up here as these 3 Colossus in a world of hurt. There is no recall available. The Marauder's going to get right on top of them and pick off as many of them as they can, but the Zealots in the front